is Tuesday, 6 a.m. I don't know the date. I think it's like the 27th or something like that, 28th. We're starting out in the city of Orange, making our way to Tustin Street. Stop here at this little store, get an energy drink. There's a car with no headlights. Your lights aren't on. So we're on Tustin Street. It's about 6:15. Phone is buzzing. It's 58 degrees. So temperature will drop a couple degrees right before sunrise. So by the time we get to Irvine, which is our destination, this is the first time you've watched my channel, we're commuting from Orange to Irvine. So I believe sunrise is close to 7. When the temperature drops. So I had a really nice video yesterday that I managed to I won't say edit because I don't have the capability to really edit right now. But I was able to process the video enough to where I didn't have to use my phone. I wasn't able to adjust any color or light or anything like that. But unfortunately, I uploaded the video and it just wasn't usable because my front tire was squeaking so bad for the first probably 15 to 20 minutes of the ride. It was a nice dark ride down Santiago Creek Trail. A little bit later than what it is right now. We're coming up to Fairhaven, so it's unfortunate this year that they've closed so the Fairhaven Cemetery used to be open 24 hours a day, and they have, you know, the main cemetery on this south side of the block, and then also on the north side there's another section of the cemetery, and this time of year it's very beautiful at the cemetery, at both of the cemeteries, and then of course the Santa Ana Cemetery as well, which is on the south side of the block, but it's separated just by some superficial gates. That was one of the things I enjoyed last year, is going through those cemeteries, just because of all the people come in and they just make everything. They bring candles and flowers and just a nice celebration of the departed. So I don't know. It's hard to tell if this thing is squeaking as bad as it was yesterday. I think I can't hear it right now, but this onboard mic of this camera really picks up a lot of sound. Let's see if we can. I think if I adjust this brake, maybe it'll. I can't move it. think I can. I don't think I hear it. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I can hear it. We got T-City right here. T-City Donuts. Yeah, I can hear it. I think I'm just so used to it that I don't. It almost sounds like crickets. My eyes aren't completely adjusted to the darkness yet. So I'm kind of... There'll be like a certain point where I get locked in. But I'm not at that point right now. My eyes are watering, which doesn't help. New tires on the bike, which is pretty nice. These tubes, so I have 3 tubes right now. The 2 on the bike and this one extra one here. They're all, oh wow, horrible. They had a very bad flat. So the one in the rear tire has 3 to 4 patches. The one in the front has 2, and this one has 4. So at what point it becomes compromised, I'm not really too sure. In my opinion, it's like as soon as it stops holding air, that's probably when I'll stop using it. So I went on this side because we're gonna go back here behind the hospitals. There's a strange like frontage road that runs behind the hospital and next to the 55 freeway that I like to ride. So it had a bunch of really nice graffiti, but then they painted over the wall. So the last time I rode home they had just started spray painting on it again. So I want to take a look at the artwork over there. We're going to take this little back route through these parking lots. So it's just such an enjoyable time to ride. I love it so much. If I could go an hour earlier, it would be even better. I think for me, the ideal time to leave, it would be to wake up at 4 in the morning and leave by 5 at the latest. 4:30 would be even better. But in order for me to be able to do that, I'd have to be falling asleep by 10. And it's really challenging for me because if I fall asleep by 10, then I'm gonna get 6 hours of sleep. And I wake up in the middle of the night. Oh yeah, let's look at some of this graffiti. Let's start back over here. I think my wide angle will get this. Oh, it's so nice. Really good artist. Looks like we have. So there used to be little campsites right here. Oh yeah, there's somebody asleep. Be a few little homeless campsites back here, but there's only one person asleep there right now. We're going to jump back on Tustin Street and then take Tustin Street until it dead ends into First Street. We'll head down First Street. Down Motel Row. I can make it, but it's hard to judge the speed of these cars sometimes. See how this bank feels. Oh, this is regular grass. Pretty smooth. Sometimes I go off on these grass banks and they're super rough with deep holes. Oh, it's not bad at all. what this car is waiting for. Kind of tripped me out a little bit. That car wasn't turning. I'm like, is there something they're seeing that I should be worried about? I'm gonna go over into the street so we don't have to disturb the pedestrian. Still hear that front tire. Hopefully it's not coming through on the video too bad. Whoa, a lot of glass. So First Street actually used to be pretty activated, but it calmed down quite a bit. We'll see. So we got a wanderer. This area right here is so dark, this parking lot. This is where you see a lot of people. Morning. It's a strange area. Mom and two kids walking to school. They must have a really far walk. They have to start this early. Hopefully they're walking to a bus stop, and they don't have to walk the whole way. This is all housing to my right, so people will be out walking their animals, walking their dogs, not their animals. I guess there's not too many other things people would be out walking. And more kids out at the bus stops. So we're coming up to Motel Row. As we float down the sidewalk, we'll watch people turning right. Pretty quiet. Very quiet. I think everybody's back at the tracks. Got another commuter to my left on the sidewalk going the wrong way. I'm not going to go in front of you. You can see him over there. He's got a lot of stuff packed up on his bike. It's so quiet over here. Where'd everybody go? The wagon wheel. It's a new sign. I like it. Few people. So could go on Grand. It's kind of boring. I don't like going in front of cars. When I can see their faces, then I'll go in front of them. But if I can't see their face, I'll avoid it. right, so we're on standard. Standard's gonna offer us a nice protected bike lane. The graffiti task force on the left, GPC. Getting just really getting immersed. The immersion. Sometimes there's no. It's not necessary to really talk all the time. I think when I first started making this ride a couple years ago, actually it was August of 2023, I didn't talk a lot, and I remember, I did talk, but it got to the point where it's like I'm talking so much in my videos, I feel like I'm pushing myself, for the commentary to make it more enjoyable for people. But when I first started, actually I'd gotten a few comments talking about how a lot of the e-bike channels, they talk so much it gets annoying, and then I had this a good balance of commentary and silence. I don't think having a completely silent video is very I don't think I would like that. But there's nothing, there's nothing solid. There's no formula that I would ever abide by. I think just do what you feel, If you don't feel like talking, don't talk. If you feel like talking, talk. You can see the line from people riding in the bike lane. It's been well used. Truck is just sitting there. It's kind of odd. Very clean alley. Early morning handball. Pretty nice street, freshly paved and painted. just dropping. Yeah, it is really like a dreamland. Riding in the dark mornings. It's definitely a different dimension. Oh. Wow. What a trip. I don't know. It probably doesn't come through on the videos. Maybe it does, but it is a joy. Like I was saying earlier, though, one hour like earlier in the morning, prime time. When I first started making the ride, it was early enough to where there was not any traffic. I think at that time I had to be to work at 6. Maybe it was even earlier, maybe even 5:30. So I was sometimes leaving at 4:30 in the morning. And those rides, especially through the Santiago Creek Trail to Main Street, going through downtown Santa Ana with hardly any traffic at all. It's just amazing. So it's supposed to be pretty hot today. I think I read that it's going to get up to 90. So we're having these very, very cold mornings and hot days. So maybe we'll get some nice hazy foggy mornings. That's my favorite. So if I could choose the climate of my morning rides, it would be leaving at 4:30 in the morning and in the fog. I think that's the ideal setting. I'm sure after a while, though, it would get annoying. At the 10 mile mark. And naturally I could be in the street right now, but I really like this sidewalk. Pedestrians. There's no route around them. I don't think there's a route around them. Around her. You see that truck gunning it. Jets taking off at John Wayne. how this ride took so long. It's already been 58 minutes. I feel like, where did I lose my time? So which way? I guess all the sidewalk riding is where I lose most of my time. I think when I started the ride, I was going pretty slow all the way up Tustin Street. Maybe that's why. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, so yeah, I lost all my time on pretty much from Tustin to all the way down First Street. That was all pretty slow. Shit, my brakes. That is not good. So that's funny. When I was going down the hill, I was like, this would be the worst spot to lose my brakes. So I didn't do a full send down that hill. Like after I went over the 405, I started slowing down and my brakes just now popped. Crazy. have another set of brakes. I need to probably put them on. These ones aren't worn out. It's just every once in a while, I think, yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, they just don't work. All right, well, thanks for watching my video. It's probably going to be just raw footage, no edit, nothing. Right. I guess it's important to start sharing my adventures again. Catch you on the next one.